Alright guys, in this video we're going to go over shaving brush care again. I posted up this video once before. I made some pretty goofy mistakes on YouTube. The video didn't get no notifications. You know, it bombed really is what it did. And I feel like this is a pretty important video, so I'm going to take that one down. I'm going to put this one up and we'll see where it goes from there. I'm going to demonstrate one technique of cleaning your shaving brush today, and then I'm going to talk about another technique for like a natural hair brush that can also be used on synthetic brushes as well. So stay tuned through the intro and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, as mentioned before, I'm going to do a shaving brush care, shaving brush cleaning type video today. So let's just jump right into it. First thing you're going to need is some sort of a brush cleaning soap. For your synthetic brushes, you can use like a Dawn. Really, I guess you could use it for, you could use it for a natural hair brush also. They wash animals that's been through oil spills with it, so I don't think that it is so harsh that it will hurt a shaving brush. But I'm going to go ahead and recommend this shaving brush cleaner from PAA. I'll go ahead and link it down below. It's got vinegar and many different cleaning agents in it, but it's still pretty gentle. It's gentle enough to be safe on a shaved brush. So first thing you're going to want is that. You're going to want to wet your brush really good. A shave bowl. You don't have to have a shave bowl, but I prefer it. So kick some water on there. Make sure our brush is really good and wet. And what we're going to do, we are going to go ahead and wet the soap. Just real quick there. It gets slick, so be careful. Now, since my soap's wet and my brush is wet, I am going to go ahead and wring out the brush pretty good. We don't want it all the way dry. We do want some water left in it. That way we can kind of make some suds. But we don't want it, flopping out, making a mess, all that. So, guys, this is real simple. All you're going to do, start out, you're going to make figure eight. You can do that between 15 and 30 seconds. And as you can see, guys, this does make a mess. Now, you're going to want to flip and go the other way. I like to turn the brush a little bit. See how there's no soap there? Okay, we're going to take our shave bowl. We're going to put just a dot of water in it. Just enough to kind of get it wet there. That might even been a little bit too much. Now you're going to just go down here and you're just basically going to build a lather. And I do that just for a second. Not pressing down too hard. I'm just kind of making a little lather there. You see what we got? It's almost down to the shoulders of the handle there. Now what you're going to do? You're going to grab some kind of a comb. This just happens to be Chicago Model 6, I think, from Chesapeake Beard and Grooming. I will try and remember and link Gary's company down there with that as well. Works really good. It's got a fine tooth and a coarse tooth on it. Now what you're going to do, as soon as you brush that, you got lather. So you're going to go through with the coarse side. You're going to brush that out, put it back. You notice as you brush there, you can kind of take and kind of push it back in there. But you want to be careful and not, if you feel a snag, back your brush out and start over. This lather can be saved and kind of help you with your, if you're washing, if you're cleaning multiple. We'll scrape that off there. So we've dug every bit of the soap that we can out with the brush. So now we're going to scoop it back up. And we're just going to kind of press it down in there. Get as much of it as we can. That brush full. Now, what I'm going to do for video purposes, obviously I'll do a jump cut, but I like to set this down and let it set for, anywhere from 5 to 15 to 20 minutes. You're not going to hurt it by letting it set that long. I just ran a test on a natural hair, badger hair brush, a natural hair brush. So what we'll talk about now is natural hair brush care. Now you can use the same exact method. You don't need to do anything different. Maybe let it set a little bit longer, because that is real hair in there. You want it to kind of penetrate, get any mold out of it, get any grime, any dirt. You know, our heads and our faces have dirt on them. Really, that's probably one of the dirtiest parts of our body, especially if you're a head shaver. You know, you get a lot of buildup up there. So what you probably want to do is maybe let a natural hair brush set a little bit longer. Everything about the synthetic brush is easier to manage. It's easier to, you know, take care of. It's easier to use, really. But to care for, it's much easier. So what I did with my natural hair brush was I used shampoo and conditioner. So that's kind of the recommended thing when you get a new natural hair brush, is to shampoo it, put conditioner in it, let the conditioner sit overnight, and then rinse it out like you would regular hair. So I performed a test. I washed it like normal. I conditioned it, and then I let that conditioner sit in there for a week, right? So now I've got it sitting in water. I just took it out. Alright, so I'm gonna use just a little bit of that soap. Look how easy. Use just a little bit of that soap to get the excess conditioner out. But look how easy that glides through there. I can take the fine end and go just as easy. And I tell you what, I don't know if it's hurt this brush or not. This is a pretty inexpensive natural hair brush. This is a razorock. I think it's called a barrel. Let me see here. Yeah, it's a 24 millimeter barrel from razorock. So it's about 50, 60 bucks, which, you know, to some of you it's going to sound expensive. Other people's going to be like, yeah, that's dirt cheap. So, you know, some of you that know what these brushes get up into, that's really cheap. So if it hurt this one, I can live with that. So, man, I'm telling you that right there, leaving that for a week, I have never had any kind of brush that you can comb out that easy. I mean, that thing is just phenomenal. So, as far as using shampoo and conditioner, I'm going to go ahead and recommend that. You can do it with either one. It doesn't have to be just a natural hair brush. You can do it with both. We're going to give that a little bit of a rinse there. Alright guys, so we're back with our synthetic brush. You know what, this is also a razorock. I'm a fan of razorock brushes. It's got the soft knot in it for your synthetics, and this is a good all-around brush. So I'll go ahead and link some of my equipment here in the description below. So this has been setting for 10-15 minutes. Guys, there's nothing to this. First thing you want to do, brush your soap back out. Brush and wipe. Or brush and rinse, either one, it doesn't matter. We'll brush as much of that as we can out of there. Now, we're going to go through our normal rinsing operations like we normally would when we're building a lather, except maybe add a little bit of time to it, maybe add a minute to it. Any dirt, any grime, any mold that has built up, you definitely want that to, if it's loose, you definitely want to get that out. That way you don't have any of the same problems that you might have had before. Alright guys, so, that's, as far as the demonstration, that's going to be that. So some of you might be wondering, how often should I wash this brush? Well, okay, your first wash should come the day you unbox it. Most of your shaving brushes, they'll come in a little cardboard sleeve, and chances are they're all sterile. But you don't want to find out otherwise if you got an open wound on your head, on your face, or if you cut yourself shaving, reapply a lather for a second pass, you get some kind of bacteria in there. Hopefully that doesn't happen to anybody, but I'm going to go ahead and say as soon as you unbox that brush, that's when you want to do your very first wash. Okay, go through the steps I just showed you. After that, then if it's a brush that you're going to use every day, I would say definitely once a month wash that thing. They will get some buildup on them if they're used that often. Now, if you have a collection of brushes like me, I would say quarterly. Unless you're using it more often, again. But I use my brushes maybe once a week. And sometimes I don't use every brush even that often. I have some that I like better than others, have, different preferences. So, So I'm not going to wash them brushes quite as often. I kind of do everything quarterly, other than making this video, you know, to hopefully kind of help some of you guys. Now, your natural hair brushes, you know, that's kind of a debate. You know, that's really up in the air. Again, if you use it all the time, what I would say is use it, you know, if you use it 2 weeks out of the month, 3 weeks out of the month, then wash it every month. All brushes will get a buildup right here on the shoulders of your handle, or the loft, I guess you would call it. And sometimes you can smell it, especially on a natural hair brush. It tends to not smell very good, but you'll also see maybe a white film, or maybe a little bit of mold even, you know, depending on how good you dry your brushes out. You know, you should always squeeze a brush out, take a towel, kind of wrap and squeeze, and then hang that brush upside down until it is completely dry before storing it the other way around. So again, guys, just, you know, kind of use your own judgment on it. If you get any bad smells, if you get any buildup, if you see any mold, you know, then it's time to wash your brush. Other than that, if you don't see any of them things, go every 3 months, you know, every 90 days. That's going to be my recommendation. And with that being said, guys, I think that will wrap the video up, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Hey everyone, thank you for watching. If you're new here and you want to support the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and remember to follow me across all social medias.